So to the news and notes, because the waiver wire is going to be pretty interesting. If you need a quarterback, Jameis Winston becomes available, maybe for a short term, hopefully short term. Derek Carr left with a shoulder injury. The word is it's not super bad, but we'll wait to see. Mahomes hurt his ankle, but he came back in. Justin Fields left, but he came back in. And then the big one, I guess, is Mike Williams, guys. And I think there's going to be some Quentin Johnston appeal, but it might be the wrong wide receiver for the Chargers, right? I mean, are we going – now, look, if you didn't see Josh Palmer's touchdown, it was a long touchdown. It went through the hands of a Vikings defender. It was a very lucky touchdown. But which Chargers wide receiver are you picking up?
Well, I don't think Quentin Johnston should be on the waiver wire. Like, regardless, he's a first-round rookie that's attached to Justin Herbert. You should be trying to hold on to him. So if he's on the waiver wire, I'm picking him up.
I would probably pick him up first, but the idea is that he makes an impact long-term. I think it might come down to how bad the Williams injury is. If he's out for the year, then Johnson would be the guy I would go after. If it's only going to be a week or two, then I might pivot to Palmer. Palmer didn't have a great game overall, but the stats at the end of the day are what matter. And he was targeted at least on that deep throw. And I think he's still got some of the confidence of Justin Herbert for now. And this team also, this is another team. They can't run the football worth a lick. They need Austin Eckler back in the worst way.
Well, they have the Raiders next week, and then they have a bye. So at the very least, your Eckler could be back in week 6 against Dallas after their bye. Hopefully he's back in week 4. But Palmer, I wouldn't say he was anywhere near a must start last year when Mike Williams was out.
We liked him as a flex.
He was pretty much a must roster guy last year. He scored 18.6, 7.4, 30.6, 10.6, and 13.0 fantasy points in 5 games without Mike Williams. 2 of them were without Keenan Allen as well. Also, Gus Edwards left, and Melvin Gordon could become someone that you have to get. I mean, it's a concussion, or at least evaluated for a concussion for Gus Edwards. And then Gordon had all the carries after Edwards left. They get Cleveland next week.
He played 88% of their snaps in fourth quarter and OT.
I'm not. Yeah.
No, you shouldn't be excited.
I said have to. You might have to. I'd say you want to.
You don't have to.
You don't.
You could just take a 0 at running back.
Well,
you could just start Michael Carter or Dalvin Cook.
Hey, deep leagues. Rashad Bateman left with an injury. I'm not sure his status. Jonathan Mingo left with a concussion. Carolina lost another linebacker, Frankie Louvu. He left around halftime. Yep. That's 2 big-time linebackers.
And the Lions lost another offensive lineman,
Matt Nelson. So that's a very strong unit that's been weakened for injury for both the Carolina linebackers and the Lions offensive line. Good news for Nick Chubb. Initial test revealed only a torn MCL, so that should help his recovery. Running back Jamal Williams for the Saints is on IR. Jets left tackle Dwayne Brown is on IR. 3 teams played without 2 members of their secondary. There's 2 starters, the Bears, the Saints, and the Patriots. And whatever. Jets defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, one of the best in the business. He left with an injury. I wasn't sure if he came back, so I looked on Twitter, and I found Quinnen Williams and Dave Richard playing a game called Name That Fish. And it was very, very funny. So I encourage you all to watch it.
You never saw that one before?
I did, and I forgot about it, but I rediscovered it today.
We actually have one more Name That Fish game to come, and it's with Chris Jones of the Chiefs. And it's easily the best one of the bunch.
Oh, nice. Did Quinnen Williams come back in?
I just know that he didn't know who Magikarp was from Pokemon.
Minnesota cornerback Byron Murphy left.
I don't think he came back.
We'll talk about Alexander Madison later. He had a terrible sequence in this game, but turned it into a good game. Keenan Allen, if you didn't know this, he threw a touchdown to Mike Williams today. That was cool. Green Bay linebacker Devondre Campbell left, and cornerback Carrington Valentine left, and they rallied for a win, which maybe was Jameis's fault. I don't know. It was 17-0 when Carr left. Let's see. Denver right tackle Mike McGlinchey got hurt. Again, I think a lot of these guys returned. It's not so easy always for me to find that out, but I don't know if it matters. Okay. Waiver wire. I don't know if you guys have anyone else you want to bring up. A-Chain is obvious. Palmer and Quentin Johnston are obvious. I think next week, Andy Dalton against the Vikings.
100%. He looked so good today.
Adam
love Andy Dalton.
Adam Thielen, if he's still out there. So, and they get Detroit the following week. We'll see if Bryce Young's back for that. Any other waiver wire ads for you guys?
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell is absolutely one of them. Quinnen Williams did come back at him.
Okay. Tank Dell, yeah.